Hello children, welcome back to my class 12 lecture. As we know, we are studying chapter 6 in class 12 and this is the 11th lecture on this chapter. So how far have we covered? We have started the function of DNA and we have already studied one of the functions of DNA as elucidated by, Francis Crick. Francis Crick, basically he gave us a formula to understand the function of DNA, and this formula or the graphical representation is called as central dogma. According to Francis Crick, DNA basically has two functions in our body. One, to form its copy, a process called as replication, and the second, to express itself, and this will express itself in the form of protein. Now, DNA cannot make protein directly, so first it makes RNA. So the script that is written in the DNA is actually first transferred in the form of RNA. Since the script has been transferred in the form of RNA, the first step is called as transcription. Now once this RNA has been formed, this will translate the message of DNA in the form of protein. So this is the second step, which is called as translation. So today we are going to deal with the first step of protein synthesis, and we know that the two steps together, that is 1 and 2, it is together called as protein synthesis. So today this is called as protein synthesis. So today we are going to start the first step of protein synthesis, that is transcription. So as we have seen it in central dogma, it says that the DNA, it transfers its script in the form of RNA, and this phenomena whereby RNA is formed from DNA, this is called as transcription. Just a diagrammatic expression of what I have been saying. Now I want you to notice here one thing, that continuously आप देख रहे होंगे in all the diagrams it shows that the DNA makes mRNA and this step is called as transcription. I don't know whether you noticed or not. बहुत सारे diagram में यहाँ पर लिखा हुआ है the process by which mRNA is made from DNA, that's called as transcription. So I just want to tell you one thing. तो आपके दिमाग में एक सवाल क्या आना चाहिए? What is this mRNA? Why are we not just writing RNA? यहाँ mRNA हमने क्यों लिखा है? Right? What does this mean? So first let me tell you that RNA is of three types. One is mRNA, the other is rRNA, and the third is tRNA. And all the three types of RNA, they are basically made on DNA, and the process by which DNA makes any of the three, that's called as transcription. Remember that कोई में से कोई भी एक अगर चाहे DNA mRNA बनाए तो भी ट्रांसक्रिप्शन कहते हैं, rRNA बनाए तो भी ट्रांसक्रिप्शन कहते हैं, and tRNA बनाए तो भी ट्रांसक्रिप्शन कहते हैं. That means actually any form of RNA which is made from DNA, that's called as transcription. Now अब अगला सवाल आप ये मुझसे पूछ सकते हैं कि मैम what are these three types of RNA? What is tRNA, mRNA, rRNA? This I will be teaching you in my coming classes. अभी इससे कोई मतलब नहीं है, फिलहाल आपको सिर्फ यही जानना है that the formation of RNA from DNA template is called as transcription. It hardly matters what type of RNA I am talking about, whether it is an mRNA or if it is a tRNA or it's a rRNA, right? So now that we understand this, I want you to see one more thing over here, that all the three types of RNA, they are basically single-stranded, right? They may be of different shapes and they are actually considered as a cheap copy of the DNA. Okay? This is just for your information. They may be of different shapes. What can the shapes be? We'll be knowing it in our coming lectures. So I would like to conclude that transcription is the first step in making protein. It is the process by which DNA converts into mRNA. That means DNA to RNA is called as transcription, and it takes place within the nucleus of the cell. Now you can ask me again, ma'am, why are you writing mRNA again and again when it is any three type of RNA? Why are you always writing mRNA? So I'll just tell you. Actually all the three types of RNA are required for making protein. Protein बनाने के लिए तीनों RNA की जरूरत होती है, mRNA, tRNA and rRNA. All the three have a very important, unique and vital role to play. In absence of any one of the three, the process of translation, that is protein synthesis, cannot take place. Then when all the three RNAs are required, why are we always saying mRNA, mRNA, mRNA? Because of the three, the most important is mRNA. Actually it is the mRNA which carries the message of the DNA. This you will learn in due course. I'll give you an example to explain. Say we are a group of 10 people and we are going to give a performance on on some school function. एक school function होने वाला है जिसमें हम लोग 10 लोग हैं, हम लोग मिलकर एक performance देने वाले हैं. And say I am the team leader. My name is Shweta and I am the team leader. So normally what do people have a tendency to call, address the group as? Group को कैसे address करते हैं? Team Shweta. Team Shweta. Am I the only person performing? No. all the 10 of us are performing, maybe I have a little vital role and I'm the team leader. So the entire team is being addressed by my name. Team Shweta, Team Shweta, Team Shweta. Though akele mein perform, I cannot be a part of the performance. I need all the 10 of them to make that performance complete. Similarly, you can consider this that, mRNA is basically the leader. You can consider this to be the leader, the most important one, which will be actually bringing out the information of the DNA. Though the remaining two are also vital, without which the protein cannot be made. Now, what is the individual role? And how do they work together to accomplish the task of protein synthesis? This you will come to know in my coming lectures. But फिलहाल मैं ये बताना चाहती हूँ कि though we have a tendency of writing that the process of making mRNA from DNA is called as transcription, but actually the process of formation of any of the three types of RNA from DNA is called as transcription, right? So now that we have understood what is the fundamental definition of transcription, that the DNA makes a copy of itself in the form of RNA, this is called as transcription. We are going to make a comparison between transcription and replication, and I'll tell you why. Because replication is a process by which a DNA makes a copy of itself in the form of DNA, and transcription is a process by which the DNA makes a copy of itself in the form of RNA. So somewhere one common thing that is between them here is that DNA is forming a copy. In one case it is making DNA, the other case it is making RNA. So just what is the fundamental difference between the two processes? दोनों में कुछ fundamental differences क्या है? ठीक, इसको हम लोग थोड़ा सा समझें. To understand this, let us assume this to be the nucleus of the cell. Let the port be the cell and let this be the nucleus. Now I am drawing a DNA. So this is our double-stranded DNA, and this DNA is now ready to replicate, to form a copy of DNA itself. Let me draw the polarity. Let this be 3 prime 5 prime, and let this be 5 prime 3 prime. Now what process I am trying to explain? The process I am trying to explain is replication, whereby a DNA will be making another copy of itself. Okay? This process is called as replication, when DNA makes a DNA. Now let us assume that the nucleotide sequence on this strand is A, T, C, G, C. So obviously on the complementary strand it must be T, A, G, C, G, you know that. And when DNA is going to make a copy of itself, how it is going to form? So here A के बदले में होगा T, T के बदले होगा A, C के जगह पर यहाँ पर complementary होगा G, this is going to be C and this is going to be G. Same here, this is going to be A, T, C, G and C. This is how it is going to make, from where it is going to get the nucleotides. We know that within the nucleotides, all the 4 nucleotides A, T, C, G, they are found in abundance, and whichever nucleotide I need, there is an enzyme called as DNA polymerase. It just hunts for that nucleotide and brings it back to the position, right? I want to tell you here, and I have already told you earlier as well, the nucleus does not contain only these 4 nucleotides, it also contains the 5th one, that is uracil, which is actually needed to make RNA, and all the 5 nucleotides are present here. But while making a DNA from a DNA, I don't need uracil, right? The enzyme here I will be needing will be the DNA polymerase enzyme, DNA dependent DNA polymerase enzyme, and this polymerase enzyme is going to hunt for the complementary nucleotide right within the nucleus and just going to post one over here, and thus we will have the complementary strands made here, and then this strand is going to coil with this is going to coil with this, and thus we will have 2 DNA, both of them being semi-conservative. This is going to be one parental, one new, one parental, one new, and thus 2 DNA will be formed. So this is a process with which we are now very much acquainted with. But now let us try to imagine if the same DNA had to make RNA, then what would the process be like? So let me make the same DNA like this, say, I'm making the same DNA, and now this DNA has to make RNA, right? So I'm going to make the same nucleotides over here. This is going to be, a little mistake here. This is going to be A over here. We are going to match it. This is T, this is C, this is G, this is C. And now, and this DNA is again going to have the same polarity. It is 3 prime 5 prime, and this is going to be 5 prime 3 prime. Now this time the DNA has to form an RNA, a process which we call as transcription. So now we are going to compare the two processes, because both the processes are fundamentally being carried over by DNA itself. दोनों process DNA ही carry करता है. तो जब डीएनए से डीएनए बनता है तो क्या होता है पढ़ चुके हैं, बट what we are actually basically here trying to understand is what is the fundamental differences which happen when that same DNA is making an RNA. So first difference that is very clear to all of you, I am sure, and that one difference is that of base pairing. In case of DNA, when there was an adenine, we paired it with thymine. But when I am going to make an RNA, I am going to pair it with uracil, because RNA does not have thymine, it has uracil. Thymine will be by adenine, cytosine by guanine, guanine by cytosine, cytosine by guanine. So one fundamental difference we found was regarding the base pairing. When the DNA makes another copy of DNA, the base pairing is A with T and C with G. But when it makes RNA, the base pairing is something like this, A with U and C with G. So this is one difference that is very much clear over here, right? The second difference that can again be very clear, I am going to discuss with some PowerPoints as well, that is whenever a DNA makes a DNA, so the new DNA is actually double-stranded. So double-stranded I am writing with DS. So DNA is double-stranded, while however RNA is single-stranded, right? So when I am making an RNA from a DNA, both my strands need not act as a template. Only one of them can act as a template. You know, if this has made an RNA, that's enough. I don't need another RNA from here because my RNA is single-stranded. Had the RNA been double-stranded, then this would have been making another RNA, and these two RNA would have then coiled around each other. But RNA being single-stranded, only one of the two strands of DNA can actually act as a template. Now the tussle is which one will act. कौन सा template का काम करेगा? The one with polarity 3 prime 5 prime or the one with polarity 5 prime 3 prime? That is a question that will come to our mind. I'll explain it to you later. No tussle here, because since we need an enzyme called as DNA dependent DNA polymerase. I'm going to write a shortcut, DNA dependent DNA polymerase, right? Similarly, for making an RNA, we need an enzyme, and this enzyme is called as DNA dependent RNA polymerase. DNA dependent RNA polymerase, right? I'm going to explain you later this. अभी तो आपको वो नाम से ही समझ में आ गया होगा, because this enzyme is going to polymerize to form an RNA. So since it is going to polymerize to form an RNA, we call it as RNA polymerase. And why do we call it as DNA dependent RNA polymerase? Because this polymerization can happen only on a DNA. ये अपने से independently, it cannot just pick up the nucleotides and cannot form an independent RNA. So we call it as DNA dependent RNA polymerase. And like DNA dependent DNA polymerase, DNA dependent RNA polymerase can also polymerize only in 5 prime 3 prime direction. It can also form new strand only in 5 prime 3 prime direction. So that DNA which has a polarity 3 prime 5 prime, that acts as a template, so that the corresponding RNA can be formed in 5 prime 3 prime. So anyways, we have seen here two fundamental differences. One difference is regarding the base pairing. We saw it very clearly that in case of replication, the base pairing is A, T and C and G, while in case of transcription, the base pairing is A, U and C and G. And second, we saw that in case of replication, this is the first difference, and the second difference we saw that in case of replication, both DNA strands, they act as template. Both act as template, while in case of RNA, only one strand acts as a template. So this was the first, and the only one strand acts as a template. Okay? Because RNA is single-stranded. So now that we have understood so many different, there are more differences to come. So let us just understand these differences with the help of some PowerPoint presentations. So in mRNA you can see uracil replaces thymine. So just have a view over here. When we are having DNA copy from adenine, the complementary base is thymine, but when it is an RNA, the complementary base is uracil. As a result, the complementary base pairing here is AU and GC. So this is the first difference, and second, only one of the two strands of DNA forms RNA. You can very clearly see in this diagram as well that here both the strands of DNA has actually acted as a template, and you can see base pairing conducted here, and two DNA being formed from one DNA. Right, but in case of RNA, you can very well see here that only one of the strands is actually acting as a template on which the RNA is being synthesized. So these two fundamental differences now that are very clear. Now let us move to another difference, and this will take little bit of understanding and time both, and that is that you have to read here, first read here, unlike the process of replication, which once sets in, the total DNA of an organism gets duplicated. In transcription, only a segment of the DNA and one of the strand is copied into RNA. Now this is something which will require little description, and this will actually require a little bit of understanding as well. So I just want to show you first a blank page and make you understand. ये बात बोल रहा है, this is saying this thing that unlike DNA replication, जब DNA replication start होता है, so once the replication has started, it will form a replica of the entire strand. जैसे ये खुला, ठीक है, इसने ऐसे आपका खोला, यहां से यहां आपका DNA बना, यहां से यहां आपका DNA बना, then it will open further, ठीक है, and it will go on further until unless we have formed a replica of both the DNA. So this is the entire DNA. ये एक आपका DNA था, एक और DNA है, and हमने दोनों DNA का जब तक रेप्लिका नहीं बना दिया. See, this will continue. So unlike DNA replication, which once sets in, एक बार replication चालू हो गया, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि बस DNA के छोटे से टुकड़े का DNA बनाकर छोड़ देंगे, पूरे DNA का कॉपी बनेगा. And this is very logical as well. Why? Because why is the DNA multiplying? So that a copy can be given to the next generation. आधे DNA का अगर हम कॉपी बनाएंगे तो DNA भी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को क्या मिलेगा, कम मिलेगा. It's something like this. Suppose I give you notes, right? I give you a copy of my notes. So I have to create a replica of my note. फोटोकॉपी कराना पड़ेगा. तो ऐसा थोड़ा है कि केवल अगर नोट्स मेरे 15 पेज के हैं तो मैं 5 पेज की फोटोकॉपी करके आपको दे दूं, क्योंकि अगर मैं 5 पेज की फोटोकॉपी करके आपको दे दूंगी तो यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू गेट द एंटायर नोट्स, इज इट नॉट? You are going to get only a part of it, but you need the note of the entire chapter, so obviously I have to get the photocopy of the entire chapter. Similarly, the DNA is being replicated for which purpose? You know, until unless it is a case of repair. Until it is a case of repair, the DNA gets replicated. Why? So that a copy can be given to the daughter cells. So if this is my DNA, I can give a copy to both the cells, so that this can also have a DNA and this can also have a DNA. So I need to make replication of the entire DNA. So in DNA, once the replication sets in, एक बार चालू हो गया, it will continue to replicate until unless the replication of the entire DNA has been done. So this is the case of DNA. But जब DNA से RNA बनता है, right? जब DNA से RNA बनता है, now I am going to draw it once again. So let me first what I have drawn. Let me first do it once again. So जब DNA से DNA बनता है, so it is the entire strand of DNA जिसकी कॉपी बनेगी. और जब तक पूरे स्ट्रैंड की कॉपी नहीं बन जाती है तब तक आपका रेप्लिकेशन का प्रोसेस स्टॉप भी नहीं करता है. इट डज नॉट स्टॉप टिल इट हैज फॉर्म्ड अ कॉपी ऑफ द एंटायर डीएनए. अनलाइक दैट, व्हेन जब डीएनए से आरएनए बनता है, सो लेट अस सी, दिस इज माय डीएनए एंड से दिस स्ट्रैंड इज गोइंग टू मेक आरएनए. द एंटायर डीएनए का कभी आरएनए नहीं बनता. आरएनए इज फॉर्म्ड ऑफ ओनली शॉर्ट फ्रैगमेंट्स, शॉर्ट सेगमेंट्स ऑफ डीएनए. So actually I will just rub it out because I want to show you a little differently. ये अगर मेरा पूरा डीएनए है और इसका आरएनए बनाना है तो एक फिक्स रीजन ही आपका खुलता है आरएनए बनाने के लिए. Only a fixed region. Not never. There is not a single case where DNA पूरे DNA का आरएनए बना है. Not a single organism on the earth and not a single case when we have the RNA formation of the entire DNA. Not at all possible. It takes place in a particular region only. So only this region will open. So now I am going to make it above, not below. So this is going to be like this. This is going to be like this, right? Only this region will open to make RNA, and only one of the two strands will be making RNA. So if this is, I told you 3 prime, 5 prime, and if this is 5 prime, 3 prime, so only this strand is going to make the RNA, and that too not of the entire DNA but only of a specific region of the DNA. DNA के केवल एक स्पेसिफिक रीजन का ही आरएनए बनता है. कभी भी दुनिया में कोई लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म में एक भी ऐसा केस नहीं है जहां पूरे के पूरे डीएनए का आरएनए बनता है. अब आप मुझसे पूछ सकते हो मैम ऐसा क्यों, कि ऐसा क्यों? तो डीएनए से डीएनए की पूरी कॉपी क्यों बनेगी ये तो बता दिया, क्योंकि हमें तो पूरे डीएनए की कॉपी देनी है अगले सेल को. इट मस्ट हैव द एंटायर जेनेटिक मटेरियल, सो आई नीड टू मेक अ कॉपी ऑफ द एंटायर डीएनए. व्हाई नॉट इन द केस ऑफ आरएनए? यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट डीएनए जब अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस करता है तो एक्चुअली डीएनए क्या है? डीएनए इज एक्चुअली अ क्लस्टर ऑफ जीन्स. बहुत सारे जीन्स का एग्रीगेशन है. So suppose this DNA has 3 genes, right? Say it has 3 genes. Let me change the colors over here. Say this is first gene, say this is second gene, and this is third gene, right? पहले आपको बता दें, आपकी बॉडी में हर एक जीन हर एक सेल में एक्सप्रेस नहीं करता. Now what I'm going to say is, I'm going to say it a little slowly, and I want you to listen and understand. All the cells of your body are identical. All the cells of the body are identical. How do you know that? जब आपका कहीं पर मर्डर होता है, क्राइम होता है, तो डीएनए फिंगरप्रिंटिंग में क्या बोलते हैं कि अगर क्रिमिनल के एक भी सेल मिल जाए हमें, तो हम उसे क्राइम के साइट के सेल से मिलाकर उसको आइडेंटिफाई कर लेंगे. ये अलग बात है कि क्राइम के साइट में जो मर गया उसने मे बी मेरे हाथ के सेल्स को स्क्रैच किया, बट अगर मेरे बॉडी का कोई भी सेल मिल जाए, we can actually match it and find out the criminal. Why? Because all the cells of my body are identical. This I want to tell you. All the cells of my body are identical. In what sense? They have the same chromosome, and the same chromosome contains same genes and the same alleles of the gene as well. That means अगर ये मेरा एक लीवर का सेल है, ठीक है, इसमें अगर मेरे पहले क्रोमोसोम पेयर में यहाँ पर से हाइट का जीन कैपिटल T है, तो मेरे बॉडी के हर एक सेल में जो सेल का न्यूक्लियस है उसमें जो मेरा पहला क्रोमोसोम है उसका पहला जीन का अलील कैपिटल T ही होने वाला है. That means all your genes are present in all the cells of your body. आपके बॉडी के हर एक सेल में सारे जीन्स हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि आपके पास जितने भी जीन्स हैं वो सारे जीन 46 क्रोमोसोम में बटे हुए, ठीक, एंड सेम क्रोमोसोम आपकी बॉडी के हर एक सेल में, यानी कि आपकी बॉडी में हर जीन हर सेल में प्रेजेंट है. यानी कि देखने का जीन कान के सेल में भी प्रेजेंट है और सुनने का जीन आंख के सेल में भी प्रेजेंट है. That means it is something like this. Again I will tell you, there you have a cell, the cell has nucleus has chromosome, you have 46 chromosome और इस 46 chromosome में आपके सारे जीन्स प्रेजेंट है. क्योंकि आपकी बॉडी के हर एक सेल आइडेंटिकल है, तो सेम क्रोमोसोम हर एक सेल में प्रेजेंट है, सेम जीन हर एक सेल में प्रेजेंट है, यानी कि आपके बॉडी के हर एक सेल में वी हैव जीन्स फॉर ऑल द फंक्शंस. That means the genes for hearing are present in the eye, and the genes for looking, they are present in the ear as well. Then the question arises, why don't we see with our ears and why don't we hear with our eyes then? If all the genes are present everywhere, why does this not happen? This is because, though all the cells of your body have all the genes, but some genes are switched on in some of the cells and switched off. This is something like this. This is my room, and in my room I have switches for 10 lights and 4 fans, right? But that does not mean that every time I enter into the room all the 10 lights and 2 fans they get switched on, right? Why? Only 2 lights are on and 1 fan is on. Why? Because only those switches are on, the remaining are off. So though those switches are present in the room and though those electrical appliances are present in the room, but still they are not working because the switches governing their function is switched off. Similarly, आपके बॉडी के हर एक सेल में सारे जीन्स पाए जाते हैं, पर आंख में सुनने वाला जीन स्विच ऑफ है और कान में देखने वाला जीन स्विच ऑफ है. यानी कि आंख में केवल कौन सा जीन एक्सप्रेस करेगा? आपका देखने वाला जीन एक्सप्रेस करेगा. और कान में कौन सा जीन एक्सप्रेस करेगा? केवल सुनने वाला जीन एक्सप्रेस करेगा. बचे हुए जीन्स क्या होंगे? स्विच ऑफ होंगे. तो ऑब्वियसली ओनली दोज जीन्स दैट नीड टू एक्सप्रेस इन दैट सेल ऑफ योर बॉडी, दोज जीन्स विल फॉर्म इन आरएनए. क्योंकि मैंने बताया ना, डीएनए आरएनए क्यों बनाता है? टू एक्सप्रेस इटसेल्फ, ताकि वो अपना फिनोटिपिक एक्सप्रेशन बना सके, राइट? तो अगर हम पूरे डीएनए का आरएनए बना देंगे और सारे आरएनए का प्रोटीन बना देंगे, तो आपके तो बॉडी के हर एक सेल में सारे जीन एक्सप्रेस हो जाएंगे. यानी कि कान में पेप्सिन भी बनने लगेगा, स्टमक में आइरिस बनाने वाला पिगमेंट एक्सप्रेस करने लगेगा, पैनक्रियास में ट्रिप्सिन का जीन एक्सप्रेस करने लगेगा. दैट विल बी chaotic. So what we decided, okay, all the cells of the body, you have all the genes, but please mind it, please keep them switched off. Please keep them switched off. Only switch on those genes which are required in your cell. So obviously in different cells of the body, different genes have to express themselves. The other needs to be switched off. So only that gene which needs to express in that cell. अगर ये लिवर का अगर ये पैनक्रियास का सेल है, तो इसमें कौन सा जीन ऑन होना चाहिए? इंसुलिन बनाने वाला, न कि थायरॉक्सिन वाला. तो थायरॉक्सिन वाला जीन यहाँ पर क्या होगा? You tell me. Suppose this is the gene for insulin. Now you have to understand, children, I hope you are getting my point. If this is the gene for this color will not show. So if this is the gene for say insulin, and say this is the gene for pepsin, and pepsin stomach में काम करता है, pancreas में नहीं करता, तो obviously this gene needs to be switched off. Say this is the gene for making another thing, say maybe your hair, तो हेयर बनाने वाले जीन को पैनक्रियास में क्या काम, तो ऑब्वियसली ये जीन को भी स्विच ऑफ होना है, केवल यही जीन हैज टू एक्सप्रेस इटसेल्फ. सो ओनली दिस जीन विल फॉर्म इट्स आरएनए. So only this gene will form its RNA, only this RNA का protein will be formed. Thus only specific genes can express themselves in specific cells. If it is a pancreas का cell, another set of genes का RNA बनेगा. If it is stomach, then another set of genes का RNA बनेगा. If it is your hand, another set. If your eye, another set. This is how we, not all in none of the cells the entire DNA forms its RNA, because that will be criminal. Because all the cells of your body will be having all the proteins and there will be chaos. Eye will be having ear also, and ear will be having eye also. Stomach will be having liver also. That will be a chaos. So that is why we decided that. Though I am giving a copy of all the genes to all the cells, but only specific genes will express in specific cells of the body. That means only that much of DNA will form the RNA. So I hope you got it now. Why? In contrast to DNA, whenever DNA से आपका DNA बनता है, the entire DNA की copy बनती है. That means once it sets in, it does not stop. रुकेगा ही नहीं जब तक पूरे की पूरी DNA की copy नहीं बन जाए. उसके विपरीत, whenever we form an RNA from a DNA, it only happens at fixed regions. Right, and that too only on one of the strands. And which strand? Which has a polarity 3', 5'. Why? Because again here the RNA polymerase can form the RNA molecule only in which direction? 5', 3' direction. So that was the third difference about which I was talking to you. So let me once again go through all the three differences I have spoken to you. First I told you, जब भी DNA से DNA बनेगा तो the base pairing will be let me take a bright color. It will be AT and CG. जबकि जब भी DNA से RNA बनेगा, the base pairing will be AU and CG. The second difference I told you is that both the strands will act as a template for DNA formation, but here only one of the two strands, and that too with a polarity 3', 5'. And third, this DNA से RNA, once the replication sets in, it does not stop until the entire DNA has been replicated. But in case of RNA, it doesn't so happen. RNA is formed only from a specific region of the DNA and never of the entire DNA. Right? So since now you have to understand one thing, I am going to explain you in this page only. Then I am going to move on to the other page. Now you have to understand one thing very carefully. Since it is fixed कि कहाँ से कहाँ तक का DNA का RNA बनना है. Only this gene का RNA बनना है. If it is a pancreas, it's only of insulin that I want the RNA. So what was important was to demarcate boundaries. What was very important was to demarcate boundaries. Now what demarcate boundary means? एक starting and ending point fix करना होगा कि भैया यहीं से RNA बनना start होगा और यहाँ आने के बाद बंद हो जाएगा RNA बनना. मेरे को केवल यहाँ से यहाँ तक के DNA का ही RNA चाहिए. ठीक, ना इससे पहले ना इसका बाद. So I needed to demarcate boundaries for a starting point and an ending point. Right? So this length of DNA जिसका RNA बनना है, we call it as a transcription unit. We call it as a transcription unit. Right? And this transcription unit is actually demarcated by a boundary. The point from where this formation will start, that point is called as your promoter site. I'll just remove few things now because I need other place. So that associated formation of boundaries, so that place from where the replication will start, this is called as promoter. That where not replication, transcription, where the transcription should stop, that's called terminator. And that length of DNA जिसका RNA बनना है, that is called as structural G. That means unlike replication, we never needed to put up a boundary कि कहाँ से शुरू होगा कहाँ से खत्म होगा. लेकिन जब DNA से RNA बनाते हैं तो पूरे का तो बनाते नहीं है, एक स्पेसिफिक रीजन का बनाते हैं तो कोई कंफ्यूजन नहीं हो, तो उसके लिए क्या बाउंड्री बना दो, भैया यहाँ से शुरू होना है यहाँ खत्म होना है. That necessitated creating a boundary, right? Neither उससे पहले nor उसके बाद. And this entire area जिसका RNA बनना है, that's called transcription unit. And this is made up of 3 places, 3 points. One is promoter. This is the place from where the replication will start. The second is terminator. This is the place where it will stop. and third is the structural gene जिसका actual में RNA आपका बनना है, जिसका आपका RNA बनना है, right? जिसका हमें RNA बनाना है. So this is called as a structural gene. So these are some of the different. Now we are going to understand these points with the help of these PowerPoints. One, unlike the process of replication which once sets in, the total DNA of an organism gets duplicated. एक बार DNA के साथ जब DNA बनेगा तो entire DNA is going to get duplicated. ठीक? In case of transcription, only one of the two strands, you can see here, only one of the two strands and only a segment of it, of the DNA is going to form a copy of the RNA. Now this necessitated creating a boundary. कहाँ से start होगा, कहाँ end होगा, ठीक? Such demarcations are not required in the case of DNA replication. Now what is this entire unit? Boundary called as, this is called as transcription unit. There is a point called as promoter. This is where, you know, the RNA polymerase attaches and the process of transcription starts. Next is the structural gene from here to here, which is, you know, this is the area which actually contains the functional genes whose RNA is actually to be made, and third is the terminator, that is the area where the process has to be terminated, that means the RNA formation has to be stopped. So thus today we came to know about the differences between replication and transcription. We could make a compare. Actually today first we started to know what is transcription, the process by which the DNA makes a copy of itself, that is RNA. Any type of RNA, that is tRNA, mRNA or rRNA, that's called as transcription. And if the DNA is making DNA, the DNA is making RNA, one is called replication, the other is called transcription. What is the fundamental difference between the two? This comes as an important 3-mark question, very important in the board exam, and in medical anything can come from this chapter. So you came to know there are some differences, one about the base pairing. In replication it is ATCG and here it is AUCG, and second is about this forming, you know, both the strands acting as a template, and here only one strand acts as a template. The third difference to study that in replication once the process starts it will not stop till it has done for the entire strand, but in case of transcription it actually does in only one of the strands, and that too at a specific region. And then you came to know about a concept called as transcription unit, and this transcription unit actually required demarcation of boundary in the form of promoter, terminator and structural gene. No such actual demarcations are required in the case of DNA. So now that we are over with this, we will quickly go through what is there in your NCERT, and then in the next class we will move ahead from here. So going by your NCERT, please come to page 107 of your NCERT. You can see it clearly here. It speaks about, you know, transcription. The process of first, only 2 questions I have dealt with today. So we will see them. First is the definition of transcription. The process of copying genetic material from the DNA into RNA is called as transcription. This is also based on the concept of complementarity. However, unlike now, this has the differences, right? So what are the differences? We will just see first differences, that here the base pairing is uracil instead of thymine. And unlike the process of replication which once sets in, the total DNA of an organism gets duplicated. In transcription only a segment. This necessitated, you know, defining boundaries in case of replication, which is transcription, which is not there in case of replication. So if you see that in today's lecture, whatever time it must have taken, I have just covered one small paragraph of your NCERT. So coming back, I hope you have understood this paragraph. It's a small paragraph, but I hope you have understood this. In my next class, I am going to go ahead from here. We are going to go into some technicalities of transcription before we actually understand the process. And as I always say, please go through this video once again, get your points very clear. And if you are new to my channel, I would just say, subscribe to my channel and press the bell notification so that you come to know when I have uploaded my next video. And please do like and comment so that I can come to know how things are actually going from your end. So without wasting time, I'll just say bid you goodbye with a promise to meet you again very soon with the next lecture. So God bless and thank you.